Hey everybody, Tim here for a Drunk Nerd video. Marvel's What If, Season 1, Episode 9, The Watcher Broke His Oath. The Season 1 finale, I hope it is the Season 1 finale. I hope there's a Season 2. So, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. First of all, special shout out to my friend Greg, subscriber Greg, who actually waited for me to get off work, get home, and was like, I want to watch this with you. And so we kind of texted back and forth while it was going on. So that's awesome. So overall, my number one biggest disappointment is that there was no references to the future of Marvel. And I figured if a what if TV show would be perfect, especially with Multiverse. Like, bring in Shang-Chi, bring in the Eternals. We already know there's going to be some Spider-Man crossovers and stuff. Like, this seemed like the perfect opportunity to kind of sprinkle those little things in there, getting ahead of the curve, like little teases for the future. But they didn't. They played it pretty conservatively, so I was a little disappointed in that. As far as the episode itself goes, oh my god, it was an anxiety attack just the entire time. Alcohol does not help. I called it pretty early in the series. I was like, you know, this is like the Avengers or like the Netflix TV shows where they're just like, here's an episode, here's an episode, here's an episode. Oh, now they're all coming together. It was pretty obvious, pretty early, but it's still, like, even knowing what they were building up to was phenomenal. It was so great to see the Guardians of the Multiverse come together. Like Captain Carter, which I loved how it was the Winter Soldier, like, recreation of the opening, where it's like, hey, do you have plans Saturday night? Like, straight from the movie. And they did a great job. It was really, really fun. I liked how we finally saw T'Challa save Peter, which was a great reference to his episode. Gamora was the one that kind of threw me off. Like, either I just don't remember her story or her episode, but I was like, why is she even in this? It seemed like there was an episode that they almost purposely left out. So I was really kind of confused by that. I wanted more of that. Like, why is this Gamora here? And she's with Tony Stark. Like, the only episode that has Tony Stark in it, and he survives. So I thought that was kind of funny. Having Killmonger, at first, I'll admit, was a very weird choice. As soon as they brought Killmonger in, I was like, he's a villain. Like, why are you bringing him in here? Because I was so focused on what was happening. If I'd actually, like, paused it, thought about it, talked about it, I probably would have realized what the end goal was. Or what the end game was, if you will. But I didn't. I was so focused. And then once we figured it out, I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I absolutely support that. The party Thor, as much as I love, like, Thor as a character and Chris Hemsworth and everything, like, the party Thor was super annoying. I even said, like, I loved that episode. It was great to see all the little cameos, but he got annoying really fast, for me. So, the Infinity Crusher seemed like a little bit of a waste, but again, it was one of those, like, once you got to the end and you're like, you already knew, like, what Killmonger would do, that the Crusher would fail. Like, you had already planned all this out. It was like knocking over dominoes. Like, here you go, done. Which just kind of shows, like, did the Watcher even know about, like, this whole situation, that Ultron would get the stones? Who knows? I did love the zombie reference and, like, bringing the Scarlet Witch back. So it kind of shows, like, that episode wasn't a waste either. Although when they first did it, I thought they were going to bring that Vision in. But they didn't. The Scarlet Witch was a lot of fun just to see her come back. I felt like, I'm obviously not British, but as somebody who watches, like, a lot of British TV, stuff like that, I felt like they were really overdoing Captain Carter. Like, when she was in the little wormhole and she's like, blimey, bloody, bullocks. And, like, she's just saying all these words. And I was like, are you just saying any, like, British word that an American would be like, I know that, like, bangers and mash. And I was like, well, why is this a thing right now? So I was like, whatever. One of the things that kind of stood out to me that they briefly touched on in this episode, and it's something I've thought about before in other, like, multiverse theories, is every universe is a fraction different. And I mean, that's basically all Ultron says. And when he says it, he's referring to the Infinity Stones. Like, these aren't your Infinity Stones, they're my Infinity Stones. But realistically, if every universe is a fraction different, then there should be another Ultron out there that is also doing this exact same thing. And it kind of reminds me of the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the DC animated movie. Because in that one, Owlman is like trying to conquer the universe, and he's at like Earth Prime. And when he's beaten, he kind of laughs. He's like, it doesn't even matter. And everybody's like, what is that supposed to mean? Because theoretically, there's another Owlman doing this exact same thing somewhere else. So that's the problem with multiverse theory, is like, if everything's happening everywhere else at the exact same time, slightly different, then theoretically this exact same scenario is also happening somewhere else. So that's way too deep, especially for somebody who's drunk. So I was like, no, not gonna be a thing right now, but whatever. Zola in Ultron, as soon as he was like uploaded, I was like, is like season 2 gonna be all about Zolatron? Like, what is this? So they didn't. They kind of they steered that away pretty quickly, and I was like, okay, whatever. But I did love the whole like flash drive to the eyeball. Like, I was like, that's painful to even see. But I mean, it works. That was kind of cool. The stomach face thing just reminded me of like Ninja Turtles and Kang. And I really kind of wanted a reference to it, like, right away. But I think Ninja Turtles is, like, Nickelodeon, so Disney, like, obviously can't do that. But whatever. Once we finally got to the end game, and the Watcher put him in, like, the little pocket dimension, I was like, okay, I get it. So it's just going to be Killmonger and Ultron forever, just, like, shooting this bolt at each other. I mean, it'd make a nice little paperweight. But it was nice. It was a lot of fun. I do hope that there's a season 2. But if they do a season 2, that rhymed, I hope that it's not just a remake of season 1. Like, I hope it's not just a bunch of new people and a new villain that will conquer the entire universe or multiverse or anything, and now we have to get another Guardians of the Multiverse. Like, I hope it's not that. So I'm not sure what they would do for season 2 to have it be like an overall story arc like they did with season 1, but still have it be a good and unique and interesting payoff. So I don't know. There's a lot of what ifs out there, but I really do think that they should continue this series. It was so much fun and it was so interesting. The animation was very, very well done. I really, really enjoyed it. And as I said, there's a ton of other what ifs you could do for just the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, just since the show came out, like I said, we could bring Shang-Chi, we could bring the Eternals. It'd be great. Once Spider-Man comes out, then you can start divvying into like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. Like, you could do a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm really excited to see the future of it. This episode did have a mid-credit scene that is not super worth talking about, to be honest. I just was like, that's it? You made me wait for that? Because theoretically, it's going to be Steve in the Hydra Stomper, thing. Like, are they going to try and turn him into a Winter Soldier? Who knows? It'll be an episode, I guarantee it, 100%. So, overall, loved this episode, loved the series, super excited for the future. What did you guys think? Go ahead and let me know. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.